have online?
Maritza and Brenda Flores
Okay, and those are our only two guests at this time?
at this time, yes.
Okay.
Maritza, can you spell your last name for us?
Yeah, it is Prado, and then Reyes, Reyes.
Okay.
Thanks, Maritza.
Yep, you're welcome.
Alrighty, let me know if anybody else pops in there, Shelby. Okay, approval of meeting agenda. The only thing I wanted to, two things, I guess, is that, under number 7, we'll go ahead and appoint a budget officer with the approval of the budget calendar. And then we're gonna bump public comment from now on. We're gonna put that up under number 3. Does anybody else have any other additional info they want to have? Oh, I know I do. You know what? I do have a question about plumbing, so that'll go under other business. And also the SDAO conference under other business, unless that's somewhere where I missed it. I don't think it is. All right. Okay, anybody else? If not, then we need to approve the meeting agenda.
Move that we approve the meeting agenda as with all the changes. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All opposed, same sign. All right, Shelby. 3.5, I guess, would be public comment now. So our guests, do you have something to discuss with the board, or are you here in listen only mode?
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to give a statement. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
We'll start with,
Can you
we'll
guys
start
hear
with
us?
Maritza.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Maritza because she started talking first, and you guys have approximately 3 minutes to go ahead and discuss whatever you would like to discuss.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. First and foremost, I greatly appreciate your time and the opportunity to speak this evening. For those who don't know me, my name is Maritza Prado. I was involved in an incident in July 2021 where I ended up on a misdemeanor probation and trespass from any location owned by the Boardman Parks and Recreation. I would like to apologize to each and every one of you. I accept full responsibility for my conduct. Over the last year and a half, I reflected on that day that changed my life in ways I am thankful for what happened, because I am not that same person that I was before. I used to act on impulse, and I have since learned to control myself and think before I act. So I would really like to ask you to consider giving me access to the premises owned by Boardman Parks and Recreation again. I'm missing out on so much in the community because of that choice that I made that day back in July of 2021. I wanted to, again, thank you for hearing me out, and I hope to get that trespass lifted so I can enjoy for what all this community has to offer. I understand that this is a really serious matter and it shouldn't be taken lightly, but if any references are needed, I can also provide them. So again, thank you.
All right, thank you. Brenda, are you there?
Hello, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, are you here on a similar subject or a different subject?
Yes, I'm here for the same subject.
Same subject. Okay, I'll let you go ahead and talk as well, and then I'll address both of you.
Okay. So I would just like to say hello and good afternoon. My name is Brenda Flores, and I am currently banned from the Boardman Marina Park and Recreation properties due to being involved in a physical altercation in the day use area back in July of 2021. I would like to know if you can consider accepting me back to these properties. I remorsefully accept that I have committed a dreadful wrong act and which is not acceptable in any way. I recognize that such acts cannot be the solution to any social or economical problem, rather can degrade the life of any common person. I assure you that I will not commit such unacceptable misconduct in the future ahead and have started to vote for the betterment of myself as well as for the community. I am also an acknowledgement that my actions not only affected me, but also those around me and those involved. I accept us humans are not perfect and tend to make mistakes. I'm living and I'm learning and striving every day to be the best version of myself. I hope you understand how much this means to me to be forgiven by my community and be able to continue on the new chapter I have started. I just want to thank you for your time.
All right, thank you. So to both of you, we will need the board, the board. Would,
It's,
To Barry.
oh, it's the
yeah.
battery, okay. The board is going to need to discuss this before we answer, but we will reach an answer for you. If you can give us some time to discuss that, we'll get back to you on it, okay?
Okay.
Yes, that's
Okay.
understandable. I thank you for taking it into consideration.
Of course, yeah. And I'm unclear, are you guys aware whether we have to discuss that in open or executive session or?
I think we're gonna have to double check that.
Okay, yeah, we have to discuss whether or not we have to have it in open or executive session. But once we do that and once we have a meeting regarding that, then we will certainly get back to you on that matter.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for your time once again.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so gosh, yeah. I think it has to be public.
I think so because they're not employees.
Yeah.
Huh?
Make a phone call or have.
Yeah, I need one of you
Make
to
a phone
please do
call and
that.
just find out.
Does somebody here want to take on that task of making a call to SDIO to know whether or not? I don't think there's a reason why we.
Because they're
shouldn't
not
be discussing it in
employed.
public, right? They're
Because
not
they're
an
not our
employee and
employees.
it's regarding a trespass. So I really think that, I don't know, my opinion is it should be in public anyway.
I can call.
Okay, if you don't mind handling that for me, I'd appreciate it. And then,
I agree, it probably needs to be public now as I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because if we're talking about policy,
yeah,
but
Yeah.
to double check would be great.
okay. And I can get you the number for Spencer if you need it.
Okay.
But with that being said, real quick, while we're on the subject, so do you want to how do you want to discuss that? Do you want to put it at the end of or prior to the next meeting? Do you want to discuss it in the next meeting? What are your guys' thoughts on that? On complaints, not complaints like that, but when we're being asked to lift a trespass?
If we have a public meeting, I just put it on the next agenda.
Yeah.
On the agenda.
I know I'm not coming in for a special meeting just for that.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I
that's
mean,
what I'm
not, in
asking.
fairness, I'm not gonna be mean to them, we've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
doing enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so Shelby,
just
let's
next
make
agenda.
sure we get that on next month's agenda, if you don't mind. I'll try to make a note here too, but if you can get me on that one, that'd be great. So think about that, I guess, over the next 30 days. Okay, so if we're gonna add it to next month's agenda, we will need to probably come to some form of a conclusion. So just think about that over the next couple weeks and how you think about it.
Once
or
you
how-
get an
what your
answer
thoughts
from
are on it.
them, would you just send us all a quick
Mhm.
text? Maybe individually, not in a group.
Yeah. Of course.
All right.
Because to me, I'm going, okay, it is policy in a sense, but the people that trespass is the manager on this.
Say that
It
again?
would be the manager who's doing the trespassing. Most likely, well, I'm thinking that's who did the trespass.
Yeah, the district
instead.
manager is the one that's normally in charge of doing the trespassing,
So,
Correct,
so.
but that's gonna fall on us right now,
Mhm.
so. Well, and it was brought to us anyway. The decision was for consideration was brought to us by these two people. So they're wanting us to consider it, and we really should.
Okay.
All right. Minutes. What do you guys thought? Have you guys read it?
Oh, yeah, I did read. I read it.
I didn't have anything that stood out for me.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I forgot my paper.
Sorry, I was gonna make you a copy of
It's
it.
okay.
Expecting you right away.
It's okay.
Do you want?
do you want one?
Oh, no, it's okay. I read it as soon as we got it, so I can't even remember what it says. But Mhm.
I was gonna thumb back here real quick to that, because it was in our meeting minutes that we were gonna check on what the policy was for trespassing in other
Yeah,
districts.
yeah, that's, oh, another
And I
district.
have the
Okay.
list here, so I was wondering.
Yeah, it's a long.
I think we found it on the last one. I don't remember.
It's on the second page, third bullet down under trespass and untrespass.
When you say second page, which one? are you on?
Number 3, but second page of the minutes.
Page 3.
Yeah, no, I was looking for the actual,
Or,
these things back
OAR.
here that we had where, the ORS that was
Oh,
stating,
for the criminal background.
yeah, what it was then. Because they're divided up into 5-year reviews versus 10-year reviews. See them at all in these lists?
It's on the first one.
It's on the 5-year?
Yep, that's about the fifth one down. 64245.
Oh, thank you. It has the word criminal in front of it. All right, well, consider that, I guess, over the next, we'd have to look up the trespass 2 versus. What is,
The difference is trespass 1 is when they, it's in a business when it's open. And criminal trespass 2, it's
anytime.
it's any time. It could be at nighttime. And it's not necessarily a business.
okay,
So kind of like us. Right?
Well, it's kind of,
Because we're
because we're a
the park,
business.
but the park's open 24.
so,
I mean, the city park.
Yeah, I mean, it was during
Oh,
open
wait, the city
time.
park's not even ours.
Let's
I don't
see,
even know
10-year,
what is what we
at least
have.
the one.
it's not that they violated it anyway, like, we told them that Ted put into place that they could not trespass, right?
Mhm.
But they haven't violated that. It
No.
was the initial act that caused that to be
Mhm.
put into effect, so I don't know that. we really
Yeah,
have
this
to
is
stand
not-
by
it
this
wouldn't-
anyway. They didn't violate this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, and we don't even know because no one's gonna be checking for them. Like if they come to the marina or the 40.
Right.
Or, I don't think. Anyone's
It's mainly whether we want to forgive for the actions of that day, which I don't even know if we have knowledge of that, other than looking up something.
Okay,
Okay, all right. Minutes of the previous board meeting.
I move that we approve the previous minutes as presented.
a second.
Do we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second.
Oh, thank you, Norma.
Mhm.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Button volume down.
It's on the side.
Shelley,
Just kidding, I don't know.
do you have those? Or up to? No,
And
okay,
I don't know where they're at,
okay.
so.
All right, financial statements, Shelby.
Okay, so first up is the treasury report. Let's see, operations for the rec center as of the 16th was 37,061.15. The parks was 54,283.48. The LGIP for the park was 2,210,265.32. The rec center LGIP is 202,631.18. That is strictly just the funding to fund the rec center. Okay, that doesn't include the part that goes to the debt service. So I just want to make sure that you guys.
Wait, which one?
So on the rec center LGIP, that first 202,631,
Mhm.
that is how much cash is available to fund the rec center right now, without having to pull from the general.
That's it.
That's it. The next payment for the Bank of Vio loan is not going to be due until 1/1 of 24. We have 3 payments left, 2 payments. 2 payments left on that. Our next boat dock loan payment is not due until June 1st of this year. Then the next debt service payment is not due until 6/15, and it'll be 513,568.75.
On the boat dock, we're gonna be okay?
We should be, since moving over the campground to a new system, we're still trying to sort through the boat dock and get that transferred over to figure out who's actually on the dock and who's not. It wasn't very well maintained before. So.
Okay.
Are there any questions on the treasury report? I see you have one you're thinking.
Is the 202 consistent with previous years?
No.
Tell me why you paused on that.
Because normally in previous years, when we've gotten large amounts of money in, whether it be the CREZ or a large donation or sponsorships, we have transferred money over. We have not done that this year, and we've actually pulled all of that money from previous years out. And we, as of right now, have nothing on the books to come in that's going to be a large payment.
When are we combining them?
July 1. So there's a potential of having to pull cash from the general before then. So
That's nothing new. Okay.
okay, so there's 2 sets of financials here. The first set is from November, and it's for the park. I got the parks for November. So through November 30th, middle column, year to date, total revenue was 1,124,252.77. That is largely in part because we did get the good chunk of our property taxes in during that month of 643, or actually 606,704.52 is how much we got in November. Total expenditures for the year, 475, 119.40. So gave us 649,133 in profit because of the property taxes for the year. Keep in mind that is November. Are there any questions on that one?
I'm sorry, is this just park?
It's just park, yes, for
Oh,
November. Yep, just park for November.
These darn reports up top don't always.
Yeah, because it says pool income
Says park.
statement.
It's because it's the format that I use. Yeah. So the next report up after that is the checking account activity for November for the park. Total deposits was 126,795.02. Total disbursements was 105,708.77. Questions on that one? Okay, next report is the statement of revenues and expenditures for November for the pool. So through November 30th, year to date was $180,099.15 in revenue. Total expenditures was $323,909.88, which put us at a loss of $143,810.73 for the year in November.
Wait, and then, so we're losing way more than last year, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Mhm.
Is this skewed because we were in COVID the year prior?
We were out of COVID mostly for 21
Yeah.
by the time this started coming around for the fiscal year.
We had some bigger expenses, I
But-
think, at the pool, yeah.
Yeah, this
Well,
year
yeah,
has
I mean,
been,
lifeguards alone was 72,000 versus 11,000 the previous
Yeah.
current month actual.
Mhm.
well, our wages are a lot higher too, though, this year than what they were last year. You know, we gave a 7 to 8% increase, so. Plus you've got inflation for all the materials and labor and everything. Okay, if there's no questions on that, next up is the checking account activity for the pool for November. Total deposits was $101,112.48. Total disbursements was $74,010.76.
We brought in 101,000 on the pool.
No, so what that is 50,000 of it was transferred out of the LGIP operating for the pool to cover expenses. 20 grand was Tillamook's sponsorship for the gym and the basketball hoops that they have every year. They have 1 year left.
Was that a lifer?
It's one that can be renewed.
How long was it? How long did they pay for?
7 years.
And it was only good for 7 years?
Mhm.
Really?
So according to the list that I have, it
Mhm.
shows that the gym and some of the other rooms are renewable. It's the
I thought the
smaller
gym
things
was a
that were
life
not.
one. It's not though, huh?
Not according to the list that I have, but we contacted Mike when he was still living and asked him, and he said that he gave everything to us and we couldn't find anything other than what I found. So,
Would you contact Lynn and just double check on that list,
mhm,
see what she can remember?
yep, I can do that.
For some reason, I keep thinking that the gym, the Tillamook one was a lifer, but the rest were renewable. But I don't know. We probably should figure that out though.
Yeah, because Boardman Foods just gave us a check for their last one for this year for the multipurpose room. So they're done. So. Okay, next up is the December financials for the park. Per my email, these are just preliminary. At the time that I issued these, we had not had the credit card statement come in for December, as well as the utility bill for electricity and the water, sewer, and garbage. So there's roughly $40,000 between the park and the pool that we had not expended out onto these. So year to date for the pool or for the park was $1,224,788.78 for revenue.
400,000 more.
That's
Last
what?
year. That's 400,000 more.
Yeah.
Last year. And I'm
Well,
just-
it's the property tax. A lot of it is the
Right.
property tax and then the operating revenue up above with the fees. The campground. Well, interest revenue is up as well. And it's the community grant too. That's what it is. Okay, total expenditures, $556,820, which gives us a net revenue of 666 or 667,988.58 for the park for the year. Again, this is preliminary.
We're just missing, you said,
The electric bill is not on there, water and sewer and garbage, and then any of the credit cards receipts that were from December.
So I give her a halo.
Are there any questions on that?
when do we require all the credit card receipts to be turned in?
When the statement cuts, and the statement cuts on the 15th, around the mid-month right now.
Okay.
So. It is just jumped on. Okay, next up is the balance sheet.
Can you mute?
Louise.
You said to mute him.
Yeah.
Can you mark down that we have, who is that? Louise?
Louise Campos.
Yeah, can you add him, please?
Okay, next up is the balance sheet for the park. The accounts receivable of $59,043.51. That is the boat dock. When we combine in July with the pool, this AR pool will go away. They offset each other because we got a payable on the pool, so they'll offset and they will go away. And then it shows we had, at the time I cut these, we had $3,178.97 in bills that we had not cut checks for, which we cut checks just this last week for those. Next up is the budget to actual. This was through the 16th, 1/16. Year-to-date budget to actual total resources was $1,217,328.60. No. I think I'm missing a page. Was missing a page?
Mine's on here, so. But what is,
Is there another page like this that's the next one for the resource, for the requirements after that?
We're missing the,
It's a reprint. Oh, there it is.
It's not-
Found it, page 27.
you got Jim?
It just got out of order.
Okay, so this is.
Okay, total requirements, so total expenses that we've paid out for the park, 561,251.97, which brings our net profit to 656,76.63.
So, page 23, on that Capital One credit card, what is that used for?
What is it
What
used
what
for?
was that? That 19,000,
Page 23?
23?
It basically would have been your November billing for your city
Yeah.
card.
Mhm.
Okay.
For the credit cards, yeah. They buy the supplies and anything for the repairs for that.
Mhm. Oh, for the parks, not the pool then, right?
This is just for the park. So
park.
that actually, I can tell you exactly what that was for.
Okay.
That is for the fall protection that goes underneath the playgrounds down
Mhm.
here and in the campground
Okay.
that we had a grant for from Wild Horse. And that's what that one was. So next report is the checking account activity for the park for December. Total deposits was 248,031.62. Total disbursements was 100,917.38. And that does not include any transfers. It's all deposits that were brought in from all the tons of reservations. Pre-booking reservations. There's no questions on that. The next up is the stats. For December cash, we brought in $265,086 in cash. We had a total of 1,330 nights booked in the campground.
And that bumps obviously because of the raise, the price, right? Or is
The
it,
no, so in December is when we start processing all of the letters and forms that come in for the 2023
okay,
reservations. So that's what all that was.
nice.
We had lower number of camping sites,
Yes.
but a
so
higher fee.
Not for the monthly. The monthly is the same as what it was last year, but this is all cash that we brought in from the 2023 reservation.
Gotcha, all right.
So. There's no questions on that. We'll jump to December for the pool. Middle column, total revenue, 231,728.44. Total expenditures, 526,746.11. This does include the transfer from the pool to the debt service to cover the Bank of Edo loan, the 130,000 that was budgeted for. So that's why it does show such a huge jump from November to December in loss. So it shows a loss of 295,1767. Are there any questions on that one?
Yeah, I'd love to know why we spent 18,000 on building and ground maintenance in the month of December. But I'd have to go back through those bills to figure it out. Anybody happen to remember what we paid out in
Well,
December?
that's year to date. So,
Oh.
so December alone was
That looks
$6,640.33.
much better.
So that would have been any repairs on doors, plumbing, anything like that that's not pool
Well,
related.
I
to
do
the rec
remember
center.
the plumbing.
If there's no other questions on that, we'll go over to page 30, which is the pool balance sheet. Let's see, do we have any accounts receivable? So the accounts receivable of $5,048 that you see there was Boardman Foods for their $5,000 sponsorship, and then FFA still owes a small amount for their day use passes that they had. Accounts payable at the time, they had $10,105.52 in bills that needed to be paid when I cut this. We've already paid those last week.
Where did you just say about FFA?
Yeah,
So it is it's the fourth number down from the top in that first column.
Accounts receivable.
Very, very first column.
What page are you on?
Page 30.
petty cash?
It's no, petty cash is right above that. So it says accounts receivable.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, okay, so how much of that though?
It's only $48.
Oh,
They were billed for that as well as a rental at the same time per Maddie's request, but they only paid for the rental. They never paid for the day use. And she said that she's still working on getting us a check. So,
okay.
yeah.
That's the
Better
whole,
talk to that principal, man.
the
I'm not
whole
worried
Morrow,
about
it's all
that.
Morrow County. It's not just.
Yeah.
I think it's the
So-
principal.
Yeah, well, if you guys meet that guy. you should probably work with him.
Okay, next up is the budget to actual. This is through the 16th of January for the pool. Total year-to-date resources that have been brought in is $241,811.12. Total expenditures, $533,323.25 for a total loss of $291,512.13.
What, how much did Amazon give?
Amazon hasn't given us any.
Oh,
We haven't approached Amazon for anything.
$33.
Next up is the checking account activity for the pool. Total deposits was $425,009.45. Yes, total disbursements was $452,678.37. The reason it's so high is because we have to transfer the money into that account for the Bank of EO loan, as well as the Geo bond payment. So that money comes in and it directly goes out.
All right,
And the next two
scans,
pages after that are the scans. Page 38 is this year. For December, they had 2,952 for this year, and then last year they had 3,050. So it's down a little bit. Average daily scan was 95 this year versus last year was 98.
We were up a few on November.
No, we were down in November too. November was 3,163 for this year.
Yeah.
Last year was 3,310.
Yep.
okay. All right, is that at the end of that?
Move, we accept. Finances as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
All right.
All opposed? Oh, sorry, let's wait for Norma. Norma, we just voted on financials. Are you in favor? Okay, all in favor, Shelby.
Got it.
No opposing. All right, district policy updates. Sick leave policy I know is on hold. I'm just reading here real quick. We're gonna table sick leave. I have an email here saying that the SDAO gal didn't necessarily agree with all the language in that, so we're gonna go ahead and table that. If you thumb through it though, we have, that goes through page 41.
Oh, yeah, I did mark a lot of my pages. We did have things to
And then
say about
employee
that.
background checks. It's 42. And honestly, we were supposed to have a meeting and I completely forgot to put it on the agenda for our 5 o'clock today. Totally forgot about that. So, just generically though, did you guys have any comments on the background check and reference check policies?
I did, but I wrote it all down on my paper and I can't remember anything I wrote down.
So the other policies that we're supposed to be reviewing too were the holiday and the vacation, but those didn't get sent to me in time to put them in the packet, so.
Yeah, and I'm just not keen on updating that anyway right now. We don't have to worry about it until Juneteenth hits, so
Right.
we have time. Otherwise, we're open on President's Day, correct?
Yep.
So, which we should be, we're a rec district, so. I don't know, I was okay with the previous days that we had. I was more concerned about the background check and the reference check policies, and if anybody had any kind of comments on them, or. I mean, obviously, we're gonna table it, but I'm just curious if,
I think that the work session will be good.
Yeah.
I forgot what I wrote down. I can't remember.
okay. Did we ever figure out how much it was per check if we start doing them on everybody?
No, I think that was something that had Rebecca said she was gonna check into.
I do remember that we could do them on current employees, so.
Mhm. And then former employees who are re-employed.
What was that number?
Former employees who are re-employed.
Yeah. Okay, all right, well, we'll tape, shall we pull that over if you don't mind?
Yep.
Page 58.
Thank you.
All right, as George stated, if we skip down there to page 58. We do need to, and Shelby, you double checked all these dates?
Mhm.
Everything lies on the day that you're talking, right? Like a Wednesday, Tuesday?
Yes.
You checked all those,
Yep.
okay. All right, so we do need to appoint Shelby as the budget officer. She's the only one here that can do that. I would take a motion for that.
I so
Um,
move.
Oh, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Pass. I'm just looking at this real quick, so. Do we remember who we had for our? Who was on our budget committee last year? Do you guys remember the names?
Dirksen.
You guys have one. Dirk.
There's Dirk, Luis,
Yeah,
Rebecca Renfro,
yeah,
Mike Hughes,
yeah.
Lynn,
And Lynn, that's
and Lynn was
five.
the other one. And they're normally, it's a 3-year appointment. And Mike's on his 2nd year.
All right,
Dirk's on the 2nd year.
Dirk's on his 2nd year. Everybody else is,
Yeah,
well, they'll be, Mike and Dirk will be actually on their 3rd.
he'll be on that third.
Yeah.
Okay,
The other two will be on their second if they choose to go again.
okay.
I can remind one of them. Okay, soon I can do that.
All right, well, good luck to you,
So-
Shelby.
Just as a reminder, February is where we normally do the workshop prior to the regular meeting to discuss the proposed budget.
So workshops like at 5
On
Wait
on
a
February?
minute. February
February
28th
28th,
Yep.
second day of practice.
at 5 PM.
Yep.
Your second day of practice?
Still looking for some minutes.
Okay,
Oh, we need to approve the budget calendar too.
I need a motion to approve the 2023-24 budget calendar for the Boardman Park and Recreation District.
I so move.
Thank you. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We passed.
I'm lost. What page
Yeah,
are we
it's
on?
easy, I'll take it.
I was gonna say,
Well, I
everybody sounds
wasn't
so thrilled.
ready. I wasn't ready.
I need to put that in my calendar real quick here. So a
That's what I
5
did.
PM workshop for budget.
Yeah, I was like,
That's at 5 o'clock on the 28th, right?
Yes,
Yep. We need to make sure to post that too, because on this front page, it says 6 o'clock for our meeting.
Yeah.
So that was different.
Yep.
Are the managers capable of turning in their budgets?
yeah,
Okay. I haven't been here very long, so I'm just wondering.
I worked with Taco last year to go through it, and so I have no problem sitting in and working with them to make sure that we get it done.
Okay. Marina Park restroom, David Bohr. New business.
Correct me if I'm wrong, or bathrooms are locked up. this time of year?
Yeah.
I think we need to look at the cost of having a porta potty down there, because we want people to use our marina. And they need a place to go to the bathroom. And if we got a lot of fishermen out there right now, and they come in and there's nowhere to go to the bathroom. They're gonna find those bushes. Well, that's fine and dandy unless you got a woman that won't use the bushes. You know, I just think that if we're not gonna have the bathrooms open, we need to have a porta potty down there. So why aren't the bathrooms open?
They winterize them all the time during the winter for pipes freezing. So they
I
don't
get that.
freeze. But it's also to keep people out too, that we don't want there.
Understand that too.
I tend to agree with David.
Porta potty
That's
wouldn't
a
be a
little
bad,
awkward. What if somebody was on the walking?
I don't think it's very, what's the cost to rent a porta potty, like $50 a month?
Oh,
$100 a month?
I have no idea,
It's
but-
not very much.
Yeah, it's a very small fee to take care of people that use our facilities. And then the other part, I don't know if that's on there. We need to make sure those docks are cleaned more often. I mean, if we're gonna have fishermen walking up and down those docks, it can't be covered with goose poop.
Where do you think you want that porta potty located?
Right there
I
by the
would,
bathroom.
I
I
was
would
just
say
right
that.
outside of it.
Just put it up to the bathroom just because you need to have a back on it.
Yeah, so that'd help with the wind. True. You don't want that
Okay.
blown away.
I don't wanna be in it when it blows away.
That's a blue mess or whatever they color it.
Can you put that under maintenance? to take care of that?
I can do that.
So one for each? Right? One for each bathroom? One for each?
No, just one.
Just one?
Just one.
Okay.
And they come out once a week. and
Governor,
service
yeah,
it, don't
Bill
they?
Governor,
Depends,
yeah.
depends on what you need.
I would probably recommend that we do a
Right.
once a week service on it.
Okay.
This one too.
Just in case something happens in there. Cause we still have people that sneak in to the facilities that aren't necessarily welcome. That do stupid stuff like that.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. Thank you for that. Alrighty, district report. It's like the camp life
So
reservation system's up and running.
Camp Life is what it's called, and yes, it is up and running. The only thing that hasn't been moved over is the boat dock stuff. We're trying to get to that. Rebecca did put on here that there was 492 applications. It was actually, total forms was about 530 that came in, which equated to 986 reservations because each form contained multiple requests on it. It's a lot, so, and it took myself and Chrissy, my assistant, 2 full weeks to go through and process them because the form, we still had to print them out and manually do it.
Gosh, that is horrible.
So,
Wait, so, okay, yeah, I did remember reading that.
So will next year be easier? Will they be doing it online then themselves? So
that
you
is
don't
my
have to do
hope.
it?
I would rather, we can set it that way. It's just a matter of changing our procedure of what we do with the campground and setting it, how far in advance we want them to be able to set those reservations. Because they can go on them and actually set their own group reservations too. The systems we had before, they couldn't do that. They had to book at each individual site. But they can do all of it on their own.
Well, that's,
Yeah,
make
let's
this
just
as
have 'em,
easy as
yeah.
it can. I mean,
You guys shouldn't be spending that
Yeah,
much time.
the-
on
Maybe
it.
open
was
up
really
online
nice.
registrations on December 15th and you will open up the mail. So it gives them an incentive to get online and make the reservation.
Yeah. open up
Versus,
mail
I
in
mean, I
January.
think we still need to take it some by mail. Cause there are some people
Yeah.
my age and older that have no idea how to navigate technology.
So to give you an idea for this year, previously last year, we had 400 letters. There was only 30 that were mailed this year.
I think we just continue having that, we're moving towards this. I think we're gonna get to a
Mhm.
spot that's,
Yeah,
people can figure it out, as long as they know.
yes.
I mean, at the end of the day, if all the people that did reservations before get notice, because I imagine we keep all their emails.
We do,
And
and
so they get notice to say, hey, heads up.
Yep.
Even if you registered like on a paper form, I'm sure they have to leave an email for
They do.
something.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even, just posting it, telling them when they come,
Mhm.
just a reminder.
I mean, most of the state parks, you're doing it
All of them
online,
are
right? They're
on-
online, so.
There was on Reserve America and they have it set to where 9 months in advance from the day that you want to arrive, you can go online and book.
and that's the way it should be, so that and that should be just 90 days. Overflow, flow. I mean, that way it just, everyone knows, 90 days from this, I want to be here. We'll see, what's today?
The
January
24th,
24th. So on the 24th of October, if that's the time I want to be here, I gotta know today's the day I do it, but we gotta let that be known that 90 day, nine
I say
months.
however far in advance you want to do it, that's fine. Just keep in mind if whatever we do, it's gonna change the way the cash comes in too. Because right now, the bulk of our cash for our reservations for the next year comes in December.
But we don't get to count it until they actually.
We don't get to count it as revenue, but we can utilize it throughout the year as needed.
To me, it just, I would do the 9 months and just let it continue to be 9 months. That way people they know that, and talk to my fishing buddy, that's why he does it. He knows when he goes down to the chutes, he's gotta plan that out that
Yeah.
way.
and there's always sometimes some openings, like, I mean, it's not always, but
Yeah.
especially it's booked up, but
Mhm.
there's also sometimes that it's not.
Yeah.
So That's how it goes.
You just don't drive in there like you own the place and say, where's my spot at? They've been here for 42 years, my God.
I'm sure we get some of those.
Oh, I
We
bet
do.
we
We've had
do.
quite a few of those recently.
You should just save their spots. Put their name with a plaque
I'll let you talk to them, Norma.
right outside the number.
Have their pictures up. on the
Let's,
wall.
let's not forget, because in paragraph 2, it does say that we're gonna advertise the day and time the system will go live for individuals. Yeah, so just don't forget about that throughout the year.
Yep.
Just make it as easy as you can, Shelby, for you and our future camp director. Camp manager.
So I don't know if I need to bring this up with you or whoever. On number 5, we have not done anything with that grant yet. I haven't even put the money in the account.
Why?
Because of the items that are in it, it has to be completed. There's 4 things in it, and this doesn't list all 4 things that are in it. One is purchasing a Connex to put out here to put all of the rec equipment in. But if we do that, we have to purchase one that is temperature controlled because all of the rec equipment is plastic and it will warp if we put it out here in this hot sun.
With $5,000.
Yes, because it's a matching grant, so we have to expend
But it
$5,000.
says it's for safety and security.
That was considered a security type thing.
So we're
Okay.
gonna be able to buy a Connex and temperature regulated.
No, we would have to make the adjustments to it. And yeah,
But this is, it says enable us to buy the required equipment to work in a confined spaces.
it does have the confined spaces stuff. It also has the upgrade to the fire alarm that we've already done at the rec center. It had the
And why are we putting stuff in
The
the
Connex?
Connex? Why are you putting stuff there?
because everything is in this shop over here right now, and there's not room. We're
What-
running out of space.
What is everything?
So it's canoes, it's kayaks, it's paddle boards, it's big
So
equipment
stuff for
that,
the park, not the pool.
correct.
So, hold on just a second, I just erased my special meeting. Workshop, 5 PM, what are we doing it on, budget?
Yeah.
You're still back there.
Yeah, I had it here and then I didn't hit the save button and it erased it. Okay. hold on.
Okay, so I feel like I understood like this was for
Just those
pool,
two
So-
things,
for the
it's
pool.
not. It's,
Okay.
it's kind of split with both.
Yeah, Rebecca Hall's saying that SDAO gave instructions on how to change the verbiage. Yeah, so we can use the tree trimming as our match instead of having to do it
Okay.
through that Connex, so.
Okay.
And that would be ideal, because we know we've already,
We've already done it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, let's make note of that, shall we? Where is that? That is on number 5.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I need to put that back out here. I'll never remember. It's over on that. Okay.
And we did receive the check from the Energy Trust for reimbursement on the upgrades that they made. Just so you know.
Did we receive the replacement slide pieces?
For the campground,
Mhm.
we did.
And that's all done.
It's not
That's not-
installed yet because they're gonna wait until after they replace the fall protection down here, because they're
Mhm,
still
so-
working on that project.
And for the 4th of July, I don't know what, I guess, whatever.
What day are we on? 24th? So did the replacement slides come in on the playboard?
I just asked that.
Oh,
Yes.
did I just miss that?
Yes.
Sorry.
It's, okay. Yeah, it has come in. It has not been installed yet because they're still working on changing out the fall protection that's underneath,
Perfect.
and then
all
they'll
right.
install it afterwards.
Sorry about that. Do we know when does anybody here know when the city's gonna be finalizing their manager?
Well,
There's a meeting on the second, greet meet,
Mhm.
so I'll be.
On the
that week.
second?
Yeah.
It's a meet and greet,
Meet.
like for the public?
Yep.
What time?
Do you know what time? by
5.
chance?
I'm not even gonna be here. Wait, am I gonna be here?
Mhm.
No.
Are they down to 3 candidates then?
I don't know how many they're down to.
I missed last one, so.
If you guys have the ability to go to that, let's do, okay?
Mhm.
It's kind of interesting on who they,
Are they gonna have it at the port again, or are they gonna?
Yes. is that that?
at the port.
Yes, sorry. Question.
That's where we do most of them.
I'm gonna put that in there real quick.
Curious if that person will be able to find a place to live.
Oh, Groundhog Day. City of Boardman.
So.
I mean, it seems like a really big difference there of loss, when you look at number 10. and how much more we're spending, and I know there's inflation of things, but
She went through and I know she went through and looked at every.
Yeah, she has the. she
no,
has
I'm
the-
not saying, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be some kind of conversation as we move forward with it. For the city, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I wonder how many years it's been like this.
Probably years.
You just,
We may never know.
we will never know, but I'm just saying. I just could never imagine all the time I see the guys out there cutting and girls cutting and. you're
So,
like,
I mean, here's the deal.
"Holy crap."
We have to remember that the city then comes in and does things for us too.
Mhm.
They don't charge us for, well, it's not our event, but the 4th of July and the police presence, we don't, you know what I mean? We're a host,
Mhm.
but anytime we need them, they're here. Anytime they need snow plows, that seems odd and in between, but we get that. And any of the street sweeping.
Well,
We-
that, and then they're also allowing us to use the back truck for when we need to change out the sound for the sand filters at the pool. I mean, there's a lot
Right.
of give and
Yeah,
take
exactly.
between
Because if
us.
we want to get down to, oh, we let you do this,
Yeah.
and they don't charge us for anything, it's kind of like evens it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
So,
just,
I'd like it to see more like in the $10,000
Yeah,
range
even
versus
so.
25.
Yeah,
25 is a big shortfall versus like if it was only 10,000,
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where the $14 an hour staff, the $2 insurance, equipment, any of that, no, those numbers came from. So I can't even tell you if these
I think
calculations.
14
are
for
correct.
what they paid the city. Or what do you guys pay? Who do you guys
she's
pay?
good with numbers. I can't imagine that they're not. And don't you guys pay $14 an hour?
Not for our mower guy.
What about the people cleaning the bathrooms?
People cleaning the bathrooms are,
Okay,
so
that's, says the numbers were provided by Craig. So whoever came up with them, it's not too far off. And let's face it, nobody should get paid $14 an hour for cleaning those freaking bathrooms. That's just nasty anyway. And they had to deal with everything they were dealing with
No,
to begin with. They should be getting paid a lot more than that. I do find it interesting that our 10-year plan has, we've now passed that 2022 mark. Probably something we might want to dive into for with the new city manager eventually.
Mhm.
They're gonna have their hands full for a while. All right, what am I looking at on page 61?
that is a report that Rebecca pulled from, so 61 and 62 are reports that she pulled from Camp Life. Which is the
Revenue by
campground.
site type, summary report prorated, huh, back in overflow, pull through.
It breaks down basically
Yep.
the revenue that we could be earning based on the reservations that are made.
So that we will probably earn, right?
Yes, based on the
If
reservations that
they
are there
keep
right now.
Their reservations,
Yeah.
okay.
That comes in handy too for when we ever do an
I like
expansion.
that. Yeah.
I mean, I guess they need more of the big ones anyway. Oh, speaking of that darn campground. Where was this? I don't, oh, this was in John Day. I was walking through a park in John Day and they had their sites very well marked.
Okay,
Our sites stink.
they need to be, the numbers need to be sprayed.
Yeah.
Repainted.
At nighttime, you have no idea where you're going. Like
We
at
should
all.
do glow in the dark.
Glow in the dark.
Hey,
Glow in the
Yeah, they
dark
got paint
numbers.
like that, don't they?
Yeah, they do have glow in the dark paint that you can put
I think
out.
that'd be cool, because if you're walking and you're like, I don't know.
Well,
just
it's
looking
hard to
down,
see in the
you
campground
know, you're
anyways,
just-
because you only have the one, I mean, you have very little light out there anyways when you're driving through the campground.
Well,
at
yeah,
night.
your headlights don't hit whatever's out there.
Mhm.
I've been through there trying to find Jessica in her motorhome and I could not find her. So somebody needs to put that on the maintenance. Obviously, we're not gonna worry about it in the middle of January,
Mhm.
but you know, come March, we probably should repaint that. That can't be that difficult. The park sites down here, they're very,
Could there just be like, and when we're talking about a few of these things, it seems like the manager or whatever needs to do a little bit better of an audit of like what the needs need to be in the plan.
yeah, we
for
don't have
the-
a manager right
But
now.
I'm just saying, as we get one, like having that,
Right.
Yeah, like, this is what I need.
Right.
This is
because
what
I feel like a
see.
lot of the times we're saying these things and
Did you post that, by the
why is
way?
it,
Have we posted
I
for a
have not
campground
yet.
manager?
but I will get it posted.
It
first
should be
thing
a
tomorrow.
calendar of maintenance.
yeah.
What's that?
Should be a calendar of maintenance.
Should
I
be.
mean,
Mhm.
There's certain things you do at certain times of the year and it should
Right.
be on a
Right.
piece of paper
Which-
somewhere. So
We have that, right?
Craig has been working on that, trying to get a schedule of maintenance going,
Okay.
so.
Well, can you add it on there?
Yep.
Because I know Ted had one. Ted mentioned it.
I'm
I
guessing
remember
Ted
him.
was probably all in his head. My point is.
Yeah,
A
it should
lot
be
of it
on-
was.
Yeah.
in
It
his
should be
head.
on
So he
piece of
had
paper,
one.
so if something was to happen, your park maintenance person keels over, the next day we have some order of operation and organization.
Mhm.
So you know what you.
I
need
want to
do.
see it here
If not,
on a big,
I guess we don't have like little, little 12-inch sign things you can post on something to show the site.
There's posts out there. They're just
They're-
really small and they need to be bigger with bigger
They are
numbers.
small.
So,
Yeah. If you can,
I like the spray painted with the circle.
yeah,
color.
if you can just make a note to get that added to the
Mhm.
list of things to be done, that would be
Yep.
great. Okay. Got that. Maintenance report. Does anybody have any questions about the maintenance report?
No, I would say the statement for like the birds, like obviously, just be careful.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I
It's
took,
crazy.
I took my dog out to the lodge and there's
Just,
a couple birds out there.
well, I just hope they're using gloves and
oh yeah,
doing that kind of piece, because.
yep.
Hazmat.
How about the damage with the beavers?
I'm not sure. I know that they had tore up a couple of trees over by the gazebo and then they were down here tearing up some of the stuff in the marina. But we did have a trapper out here trying to get them.
Okay,
How did the breakers, how do breakers shut off? Like, it makes it sound as though they were shut off.
That's what we're thinking, is that
Where is
somebody,
the box where,
they're in between the sites. So the one site, one breaker box is for a couple of different sites.
and people can just lift them up? There aren't
Yes.
any locks on them?
that
Not
would-
even the tiniest of
That's
little
not bad.
padlock?
No, because the way the door is, once you got stuff plugged into it, you can't lock it.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
So there again, without a campground host, that should be not host, I'm sorry,
manager,
campground manager, we need
Yes.
to, okay. When we get somebody hired, that's something else we need to just make sure they know all the ins and outs of
mhm,
what they should be doing and looking for
right.
on a daily basis. Anything else on the maintenance report?
Seems like a lot of water losing therapy pool.
I don't know, when I was reading it, I felt like it was just so much hiring people to fix instead of maintenance fixing or attempting to fix, or that's how I felt when I was reading it.
I can say that they are doing their best to try to fix everything, but there really is a lot.
Yeah, I
There's
guess.
there's more than what is even listed here that
Yeah.
needs to be done.
So I guess that, but Norma's question is kind of my same question. When I said plumbing repairs, George and I signed a check for, I don't know, it was like freaking a lot of money
Mhm.
for plumbing repairs. So are we
So the one that you,
obligated to?
the one that you signed
Uh-huh.
was for a full redo on the employee bathroom toilet. He literally had to take it off the wall and reinforce it. It was about ready to fall off the wall. So it was a lot of work. So that was the one you signed. So,
So that's something Craig can't do.
I don't know, I don't think you could do that one.
Yeah.
No.
I remember reading in the things that it literally was falling apart.
yeah,
And my head
Crazy.
custodians can't even do that kind of stuff.
It
You
was
gotta
expensive.
our
Yeah, no
tiniest
problem.
of lifeguards were afraid to sit on it for fear of it falling off the wall.
Huh.
So,
Okay. Yeah, they'd be embarrassed.
I don't have the other. Thank you.
All right, if everybody's good with that, then recreation facility report. Does anybody have any questions on that?
The first one, the meeting with Amazon.
Yeah, what's up with that? Does anybody know?
yes, so Takeo has been trying to work with them on getting a corporate membership established
Okay,
with them so that they can provide corporate memberships to their employees.
So,
okay.
do we know about roughly how many employees they have in?
Over
Boardman?
300.
Okay.
And that's just in Boardman.
What's like, what's like the number of people for like Lamb Weston and stuff, like example?
Overall, I'm not sure. They're currently getting 100, but they've only got about 20 that they're actually have enrolled.
Okay,
It's something we need to look at.
yeah, that's, I
So-
mean, like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Search continues for a qualified aquatics coordinator.
Yes.
It's a hard one to fill.
And that's what? What does
That-
that person do?
They are the one that is strictly in charge of the pool and the lifeguards and making sure everybody is trained properly, has all of the swim lessons coordinated. That it's essentially that. They're essentially the pool manager without being the pool manager title.
Okay,
Wait, so what is Liam right now?
Liam is a head guard,
Okay.
but he actually doesn't work full-time for us.
How is the self-defense going? Like the grappling stuff?
I believe at first it was a little rocky. They've renegotiated contract and have restructured it a little bit, and it sounds like it's gonna go pretty well. They've got quite a few kids signed up.
Yeah, because it said, if you have a membership, it's free,
For
right?
the adults,
Oh,
for the kids, it's not.
so when John just asked that, is the response in to the youth or to the adult?
To the youth.
To the youth.
Yeah.
What about the adult then?
The adult one, it's still going pretty slow. So
I mean, are you talking like 5 people or less?
originally it was, the last class I heard that they had 8. So I mean, it's building.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
I guess to continue just monitoring that,
Yeah.
like having her monitor that, because if it's something that's not
Right.
in dividends, we need to find something
That
else.
was the reason why they renegotiated and restructured it a little bit, because in the beginning it was pretty slow and pretty.
I do want to just say something from like looking at this. I know we do some, like, especially the rec, we do like. It seems like we do some things that are repeated from like the Sage Center stuff, like would they do like arts and crafts and stuff, and the Sage Center does that, like, could we just figure out a way maybe to do more of a partnership? So then we also don't have to, when I say this, like, sometimes in the past, we've had some sort of craft thing, we only have 5 kids show up. Sometimes we'll have 15, it just
Right.
depends on what it is. But wonder if there could be a better partnership with them, like, even though I know they're different, that way we don't have to put any of our funds in this if it's not gonna be worthwhile.
yeah, because I know. the
Or
kids
just not
went-
do that.
My kids went to the State Center whenever they had that thing. And it was late. It was like 11 and it was done at 12 and Jared just ran over there. And they had not even had like 20 kids go through.
Yeah, so I don't know, I just didn't know if there's a good partnership we could do for that, like, because if we have kids already within our family group, and that way, we're not even having to incur any cost of that, just supporting
Right.
next door. Like, I'm just looking at the long term, is it, because we have to staff that, so you're paying somebody, and then you're buying products, and we buy all these products, and kids don't even come to use the products, and you're like,
Mhm.
well, we're fighting each other. And looking at some of the dates, we were conflicting in the past a little bit with some of the same dates with Sagechan. Like, that's a silly thing to do. Like, we're a small
Mhm.
town. We should just be, let's just do it together. It'd be great. I mean, that's a good thing to do.
So on that cooking class, how are we gonna do a cooking class?
With no
I
water
bel-
cleanup.
I believe it got canceled.
Okay,
Oh,
because I know we did have a meeting for the senior center and nothing was mentioned. Rick said that the last time he talked to Takeo and Hannah was like December or November.
It was
like, nobody
probably
has reached
prior
out
to the
him.
November meeting.
Well, yeah, and he said he saw
It-
them at the luncheon in December and nobody mentioned anything to him about any of the usage for the
It's
senior center.
Because at the previous board meeting, you guys had said that you wanted Rebecca to be that person to do those things. To negotiate that. So it was kind of put on hold with everybody else.
well, and that's true. If we're gonna be entering into an agreement to rent a facility, then we probably need to have a district manager do that.
Yeah, and I feel like, I'm just speaking for myself, but most of us probably wouldn't even rent it. We'd just say, okay, you guys can borrow it,
Right,
because we
And
do
if-
that.
right.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, if we're not paying money for it,
Yeah,
then Hannah can probably take advantage of that and just let us know, because our liability of insurance needs to be
Yeah.
covered, so we need to obviously post it, and Shelby'd have to be aware of it, so that if we have any claim, then we knew about it, like the
Yeah.
board would want to know about that,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, Hannah should be able, if she can just get free use of it, then she should be able to go use it anytime she wants without having to have a written contract for it.
mhm.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
just let us know, and
Yeah,
Do we know,
everybody just
sorry,
needs to have their food handlers.
or a different one, is the dance, do we have any idea? Are our ticket sales or are they going
So,
now? I mean, we
Hannah did
sold.
ask that you guys help spread the word. It's,
I have, oh, yeah. I
the
forgot.
last number I had that I had heard was only 7 couples with some extra, so it's not
Can-
nearly as.
Can I'm gonna just say a statement, and this can go to whatever, but because I've heard some things that lots of people are pretty frustrated that it's changed. And because of just whatever thing they wanted to, they had some kind of tradition they were doing with their kiddo. And so they're like, well, I don't really want to be part of that now, if that's the
I'm
case.
actually glad, because now it's like, oh, it's not just a daddy-daughter dance.
Yeah, I think we should
'cause-
have multiple. I'm not saying we shouldn't do whatever, I mean, but we have,
But there
there's
are
3 local
people,
ones, like right next
yeah,
door to us.
and there are a lot of people that don't have both parents.
Agreed.
So I got a lot of, thank goodness they're doing this, because not all of us have a mom, not all of us have a dad, or not all of us have both parents, so it's kind of including all those kids that don't have that.
Yeah, I just got the opposite.
But,
of it.
yeah, you got the opposite, I got, yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
So,
hopefully all those people go buy tickets, that'd be great.
yeah,
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 exactly.
so, but yeah, people were excited, for that. I mean, I was excited, cause I was like, oh, good. Cause they had the mommy, did they have a mommy and me?
they were going to, and
'Cause
it
I
got
was like, I've
canceled. It
never
was gonna
been
be like a
able to
luau
take the
type
kids,
thing.
But now I can
before-
take the kids, so,
So,
and Jared won't take the kids, so. He wouldn't take Emery, so now I can just take all the kids and be like, oh, you get to stay home now since you don't wanna do the daddy and me,
Yeah,
so.
I like the idea of the cooking classes, though. That is a great thing. I really hope.
we're gonna
Hannah-
have, I will say we have to find a different instructor. So
Oh,
our instructor had to back out for
Oh,
personal reasons.
okay.
So
What?
the cooking
How
class?
how much was she charging you guys?
for each class.
Yeah,
I don't wanna say the wrong price. I think it was only 25 a class that we were paying, but I could be wrong.
Oh, we were charging? For the cooking?
No,
No,
to
how
the
much
instructor,
she-
how much we had
Oh,
to pay
how
the
much
instructor.
was she charging?
Okay, yeah,
guys?
that's cheap. All right.
And maybe it could be, so
How long is the Hermiston swim team gonna be using our pool? Do you know? by
I
chance?
believe
Oh, it's
it's till the end of February,
End of
because they
February.
have a girls
good.
and a boys team,
Yep.
so.
Okay,
It's good.
the little dribblers, how's that going? Or big dribblers,
Um,
train and play?
the last I saw, it wasn't going the greatest. It seemed like they only had like 4 or 5 kids, but
We don't get
I'm
any
not
profit
sure.
from that, do we?
for what?
We don't get any profit from that.
barely.
Yeah, we
It's
should.
like
Dribblers?
20%.
Yeah, we
Oh,
should
yeah, I
be.
don't think so.
But
Yeah, it's only 20%, but I guess that's the normal going rate that other
It makes
centers are
sense, it makes,
charging.
it makes
So,
sense. I mean,
yeah.
So question,
Yeah.
it says we're currently advertising for evening janitor and
Yes,
facility
Right.
maintenance positions.
yes.
So I thought are we just conveniently paying through a service, but that service doesn't provide employees?
This is,
So,
we
this
talked about
is
this a
a-
little bit,
Yeah, I
didn't
mean,
we?
I know why we
Yeah.
pay through that service, but we're saying that that person is just employed through there, and then if that person decides to no longer work, then we're not paying that service anymore?
Well, we had budgeted for 2, for a day and a night.
Oh,
And we're trying to get a nighttime employee versus having the service, because unfortunately the service is not, we've asked for additional employees
Uh-huh.
from them and they're not providing them to us.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So then the park would be hiring that
yes,
themselves
yes,
directly, okay.
correct. I
Did
will
the-
still-
Has anybody sent a thank you card to BCDA for our treadmills?
I believe Rebecca thanked them in person at the
Okay.
BCDA meeting,
Okay,
but I could be wrong. I thought I had heard that that's what she had done.
that ought to make some people happy.
Check with Taco.
I will.
And
Yeah,
even if she did in person, just send her. Thank you. I would. Again, thank you. We appreciate it.
She did. She did.
Oh, she did send her.
She did. She verbally did.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say, I want
yeah.
to say it was, it would
Yeah,
have been the December.
she says Taika was sending a thank you note
Nice.
as well.
Okay.
All right, thank you for that.
That's exciting about the treadmills.
What's that?
That's exciting about the treadmills.
Well, yeah, everybody was so unhappy,
Oh,
so,
gosh.
Until
Yeah.
they start breaking down on the YouTube.
Well, I'm just saying, for now.
Norma, can you update us on your indoor soccer?
Oh, my gosh.
How's that going, by
yes.
the way?
Really, really good.
Good. How many
So-
participants are you getting in?
The most I've had, even though I cut it off at 20 kids for the
Mhm.
little kindergarten through first grade, I had 23 in there one day.
Nice.
Because the little brothers and sisters came and then I let them join, so. And then for the second and third graders, I think the most I've had was like 15. Even though my cutoff was 20. Yeah,
Yeah.
15 or 16, and then I did let older brothers and sisters join at one point, because we only had like 6.
Right.
So then the older ones came in. and
No,
helped
that's
out.
good. It's that many more.
When are
kids
you
that
doing
out
it again?
Monday, so I had to go Monday because we had a lot of the other kids that wanted to do, older kids. So we opened it up for Monday. Yesterday we had.
What time do you guys do it at?
5:30, right when
Nice.
Chico leaves.
Nice.
So 5:30 to 6:15, and then that was the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. And then after that, the 7th and 8th graders come in. I think
Nice.
some high schoolers might come in, but I'm not sure.
No, it's good participation. That's great.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of kids, so. It was really nice. We're probably gonna be done on the 8th. Just because I'm tired. I'm
Mhm.
tired, even though it's one day a week, I mean. It's just a lot, and then I don't know when basketball starts I don't know, my kids don't even wanna do it, so. But I did get it until March 8th,
Mhm.
because that's when she said, right? That's when you said basketball starts,
For the
or?
little kids, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I did, but my volunteers are getting busy, and so it just depends on how much, because I can't really do anything right now.
Yeah, you don't have to apologize, Norma. The fact that
Yeah.
you did it as much as you did is great.
Yeah, so the 8th is probably our last day unless we get like the one-on-one requests,
Mhm.
then we can go a little bit longer with them, since we
Very
have
good.
that space saved.
Very good. Thank you. SDAO conference is being held on something or other and something or other.
Yeah, to 12, I think.
9th through the 12th, thank you. And David is going to be there in a representative capacity for the Boardman fire, correct? And George will be here for the Boardman Park and Rec District, and Shelby will be going for the Boardman Park and Boardman Park. I will be attending by online
Where is this at?
Sun River.
sessions.
Oh,
Sun River. Just want to point that out. I may come visit you guys. Other than that, do we have any other business?
do we have to register for this? I might need a
Yes.
vacation. I might need a vacation.
From your children.
Yeah, February.
All
I'm just
right.
kidding.
All right, well, if we don't have any other business, I'm going to.
I move that we move from regular meeting into executive session.
Yeah, thank you. Temporarily adjourn the regular meeting. and go into executive session under the items on paragraph 13 of our agenda. Do I have to so state those? ORS
Unfortunately,
192.6602F to consult with legal counsel to consider information, well, we're not meeting with legal counsel, I'm sorry. ORS 192.6602H to consult with legal counsel. Duties. Wrong one.
Stop the recording.
Let's try again. ORS 192.6602I to review and evaluate the employment related performance